everyone, it's me Gavin and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about my plans for the channel here in 2025. But first and foremost, I should wish you a happy new year, and I hope that you guys are all doing well and looking forward to this year as much as I am. So I've been making a couple of changes over here in my own time in terms of like what gacha games and everything I've been playing and covering, and I've been noticing that there are a couple of games that do stand out in terms of interest, and I guess a lot of other games that I had been trying to like delve into and possibly cover that seem to be taking a little bit of a back burner and not really like garnering that same level of interest. And I don't know whether that's just to do with which properties they are, or maybe it's just like my own content coverage, or maybe there's other people that are covering it that are a little bit more interesting than myself. I don't know. But first and foremost, I will tell you guys that I did end up dropping a whole lot from my gacha catalog that I've been playing in my own time. It's just been like 4 or 5 times that I've done this now that I had to like literally axe so many games that I've been playing, because it's too encumbersome, right? Like I just can't keep up with all of it. I've got so much stuff going on in my own personal life with like family and work and everything else that it's too much. So the games that I am going to be focusing on and things that you can look forward to seeing here on the channel thus far as the beginning of the year is upon us is going to be, and going to remain to be, Zenless Zone Zero and Goddess of Victory Nikke. Those games are not going anywhere, so I'm going to be continuing to cover those games because I honestly just really love what they've been putting out, and they really meet the criteria in terms of my enjoyment and games that honestly I just really look forward to playing every single day. Other games that I have been covering that I probably won't do any content for, but I'll probably still continue to play in my own time, would be like Girls Frontline 2. I'm gonna end up covering that. I do feel like maybe you guys are interested in the story content for that, like reactions and stuff. But I find it's really hard to actually like stream or cover that game and make it interesting because there's so much like autoplay and everything involved in it, and it's not really like overly engaging in terms of like just reading and reading and reading and reading. And that's one thing that I really didn't want to point out in terms of like changes that I'm going to be making here for the channel. I don't really want to be playing a whole lot of gacha games that are super dialogue heavy, because I've been noticing like a lot of the games that I've been playing, it's just like paragraph after paragraph of text, and I'm just like, holy crap, is this ever going to end? Like, I just want to get back to playing the game. I want to do some combat. I do enjoy story and I do appreciate it, but I don't think that I need to be reading an entire novel in order to get the gist of what a character's saying within like, you know, one single chapter. It's a little much. I gotta dial down that dialogue if you want to keep my interest. Like, so a lot of those games, again, I think they're going to be more enjoyed in my own time rather than covered on the channel or streamed or anything like that. And speaking of streaming, I do want to stream as much as possible, and I'm going to try to stream whenever I can, whenever time allows, but that's just the thing about it, right? It's very time consuming for me, and with 2 young kids living here in the household, running around, wanting to play, wanting to be loud and screech and stuff like that there, and I mean, they can do their thing, and I'm not going to take that away from them. I just don't really think that would provide for a very good viewing experience if I'm trying to record something and then you guys hear like a bunch of like yelps or whatever in the background. And I swear, they're okay, they're just playing, but at the same time, my kids are very animated, right? Maybe they take after me, I guess, in that, but anyways. It just makes streaming a little bit harder, so I think in terms of like gameplay videos, like story segments and stuff like that there, maybe if I just record them in my own time, so that way I can allow for edits and to make things a little more engaging, a little more concise, I think then maybe I'll go that route with a lot of like story content stuff, because you guys have seemed to have been enjoying that when I do that for like the Goddess of Victory Nikke chapters, or Zenless Zone Zero when I'm playing through certain story segments and everything for that, and it really means the world to me that you guys actually do enjoy more of that long form content, because, you know, reaction videos can be very short and they're not really like the best in terms of like trying to grow as a creator outside of exposure, I guess, which is the big thing with reactions, right? But for a lot of like games, I do feel like that interest level is still not really there, and I've been noticing a certain trend in terms of like you guys, right, my audience, not really wanting to see a whole lot of like the more lewd side of things, and that's fine. I get it, and I kind of don't really want to go that route anyways with the games anymore, so I've kind of cut things like Ground Dust 2, I've cut things like Snowbreak and everything from my routine and games that I'm going to be covering going forth, because they're not really like 100% like advertiser friendly either, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like there's certain levels of like jankiness to Snowbreak that I don't really like. I do love the gameplay, and I wish for me, for my ideal gacha game that I would love to see, and if you guys are out there listening, any of you developers, then please, if you make this game, I will support it 100%. But I would just love to see something in the same vein as Goddess of Victory Nikke, which is a little more like post-apocalyptic, or, you know, the world after humanity. You know, there's androids and cyborgs and stuff like that there, and everything's just kind of like in ruins. But I would love to see that in like an open world third-person shooter aspect, right? I think that would be incredible. That would be more along the lines of like what I want for my ideal gacha game, right? They still have the gacha elements in there, the exploration, all that good stuff, but make it a little more darker in atmosphere and have like that gunplay. I think it would be fantastic. I think that would be an incredible RPG that I would love to see, or gacha game, or action RPG, whatever you want to label it as. But I would love to see something like that. But in terms of games that have been announced and not things that I'm just, you know, thinking up in my own head, the only other game that really kind of piqued my interest that I did get to see a teaser for this year, and mind you, I haven't watched every single teaser out there, but it was a game by Nexon, and it was called Arad, which I believe is like the Dungeon and Fighters, or DNF, like atmosphere or world or universe. I think it's something that ties in with that, but it looked really good, and it kind of reminded me of like Genshin a little bit, and I really did enjoy playing Genshin. I'm 100% with you guys. I know you guys have been asking whether or not I'm going to be covering like Genshin or Honkai Impact 3rd or anything over here on the channel. I kind of moved away from those games, and again, they kind of fall in the same category with like very text-heavy, very dialogue-heavy games that don't really garner my interest as much as anymore, right? If you got a good story, I'm in, but if it's just too much reading, it's just like, man, this could have been made so much more concise and more enjoyable. So again, those kind of fell by the wayside. I don't know if I'm going to go back and cover those games, but I am very much looking forward to Arad and hopefully getting to try that game out, because it looks beautiful. I really like the aesthetic of it, and anything that's kind of like fantasy as well, like that old style fantasy, sword and shields and magic and everything. Like, I grew up playing games like that, and I really look forward to those. And I know that Genshin really checks every single box when it comes to that as well, but dude, I don't know, I just can't find my way back into the whole entire like Genshin to that universe, right? Like, I can't do it anymore, man. It doesn't hold me the way it used to, right? It doesn't grip me. But I will say, ZZZ and Nikke, 100% covering those. Looking forward to Arad. I haven't really seen anything in terms of like Ananta, which is Project Mugen, I believe it was initially named. I didn't really look at any trailers or anything for that, because again, it looks like it's kind of all over the place. Like, it's trying to find out what it really wants to be. It's like, what is it, like running up and down like walls and stuff like there. And I think there was another game that people were covering as well, where you're like, you're driving cars and stuff, and I'm like, I don't really know if that's my kind of gacha, you know? I think the limit for me was like driving around on the motorcycle in the outer ring for ZCC, but there's a lot of like gameplay choices or atmospheric choices in a lot of these gacha games that have been announced that I don't really like gel with, right? ZZZ was the first one that was kind of like more urban, that I was like, whoa, holy crap, like I love this. And I supported that game since its inception. I was literally the guy that was on like Hoyo Labs or whatever, right? Doing popularity polls for characters and like covering website updates and everything. Like, I was all in for ZZZ from the get-go, and honestly, I'm so glad that the game's actually been making so many different like changes, and it's starting to like fight its way back, you know what I mean? Like, people are giving it a chance again, and they're seeing how good the game is. I'm really looking forward to continuing covering that game and reacting to character trailers and all that stuff. But outside of like the gacha space itself, something I should probably talk about as well. I've just been finding a whole lot of enjoyment in my own time sitting down and playing like single-player console experiences, right? Like, I was recently playing Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I really loved that. That was fantastic. Stellar Blade, obviously, you know, you guys know how much I love that game, and I do plan on continuing my gameplay footage of that and uploading it over here on the channel as well. I know that a few of you guys are interested in seeing that, and I do have a lot of like different changes and updates and everything that have been made to the game that I have to cover, that I haven't yet to experience or witness. So I do want to get back to that as well, so look forward to that in the future. Again, hopefully getting back to that within the coming week. So we'll continue on with, I believe, part 3, right? But anyways, very much looking forward to like playing more console experiences and getting back to my roots, the games that honestly made me who I am, right? It's things that like those console RPGs that I really appreciate. We've got a lot of different like remasters and everything coming out this year, things that I'm looking forward to, like Suikoden 1 and 2, and then we've got like the Lunar 1 and 2 remaster as well, which is it's crazy to me to think that all these classic RPGs that I grew up with and I love are making their way back on console again and being available for us to experience. The only one that's missing for me, honestly, is Breath of Fire. We just need the Breath of Fire series represented in the current generation of consoles. Please, Capcom, please listen. We need that game back, okay? All of them. If anything, the entire series, just put them in a compilation and put them back, or give us a new entry, or revisit the series in some way, shape, or form. Love Breath of Fire. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what I want to do with the channel this year. It's just keep it a little more focused, not really like delve into too many different like new games that are coming out, and just try to keep things a little more concise, a little more focused, right? And not long-winded in terms of like reading. And I do want to stream a little bit more. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that over here on YouTube as much or Twitch, but you guys can follow me over on twitch.tv/Gavin_vengeance just in case I do go live over there. One other thing I guess I should probably talk about, you guys may have noticed already, I've finally got things ironed out with the quality of my videos, thankfully. I have been uploading for the most part in like 4K and everything, and I think the audio is where I need it to be, so sorry for all the videos up to this point, but I'm very, very thankful that you guys still continue to support the channel and let me know whenever there was like any kind of like troubles or issues or anything that I needed to tweak. I know it has been a very long journey to get to this point, but I feel very confident that things will not break. So hopefully, fingers crossed, 2025 will be issue-free, right? Whew. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all these things that I'm talking about down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to, things that you guys think that I may be interested in checking out or covering this year going forth, because honestly, I need some pointers. I need some ways to interest you guys, right? Because I feel like I'm very, very thankful for you guys that come over and support the channel and to give me a chance. It is very hard to grow as a smaller creator, and I'm trying whenever I can. That's the thing. It's not all the time, it's not consistently, and I know I'm very inconsistent with like my uploads and everything, but it's when I can, when time allows, that's when I'll be able to upload videos. And I do feel sorry for a lot of it, but at the same time, like, it's just the reality of it, and that's just it. That's my life. It's when I can. But again, very, very happy new year for you guys. Happy 2025. I'm very much looking forward to this year, and again, just covering all kinds of stuff. But man, so console games, going back to the roots, right? Gotcha games, keeping it very, very focused, and yeah, man, that's it. I'm just repeating myself at this point. But thank you guys very much for watching if you have to this point, and I would highly encourage you to please subscribe and also give the video a thumbs up if you guys do wish to see any of the stuff that I'm talking about here on the channel. Whew. I think that's a lot cleared off my chest, thankfully. Anyway, that is going to do it for me. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Peace.